Hello and welcome back to Big G's Railroad Channel. This is Big G, your host, and today I'm bringing you Gary Walters N-Scale Update number 31. Today we're going to be looking at the progress that we've made over the course of the last week, which starts with 3 different projects. Let's turn the camera around and get started. Thanks for watching. Alright, welcome back, and here is one of those projects that I was talking about. I've been testing this portal out. It is not the final portal, but it is the starting of the three-way or the 3-track portal. I've been testing it out with my auto racks just to make sure I have plenty of clearance, and there he is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the top of this down, and then on the front side we're going to laminate some styrene to it, carve out some brick pattern or block pattern or rock pattern. I'm not 100% sure on that part of it just yet, but as I get that done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put a mold over the top of that and then try to cast that into a plaster portal like what I have here. And I'm thinking I'm going to try to do something close to the design on this. I'm not 100% sure. It's got a block pattern kind of on it. Can't really see it too well in the lighting, but there are some blocks in there. I'm thinking I'm going to do something very similar to that. I also may go with a stone kind of look to it, just so that if there's any imperfections there, I don't really have to worry too much about it. I may also try to do that in foam. That way all I got to do is just take and indent or make the indentation into the foam, and then I can lay the mold over the top of it. Once the mold's over the top of it, and then cast that into plaster, and we should be good. So that's a project that I started earlier this week. Not too bad. I kind of like that idea so far and the way it's turning out. Of course, you saw the foam already laid out here for the block wall coming, or not block wall, but the rock wall coming around. I haven't done much on the terrain for the farm yet, but that's coming soon once I get those portals figured out and their placements. I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of where that portal is will probably be about where it comes out. So for the upper deck, that will actually be a pretty nice little tunnel there. Covers up quite a bit, and it's kind of hard to reach back there anyways. So with that being the case, I mean, I can reach the tracks pretty easy. But as far as ballasting and painting the track, I won't have to worry too much about that back there in the curves. I'll go inside the tunnels just a little bit, and then the rest of it we'll just leave to the darkness, and you won't really get to see that too much. Now, for the next piece that we did, or the next project that I worked on, I painted some webbing on the rails. I've got the rust color all the way through. Goes all the way from the track bumper back here all the way down to the switch, or switches I should say, turnouts. I still need to go in and put a few of the railroad ties back in. I've got a couple right there that I got to do, and then some more right here in the curve, and then right past that switch there. And then I've still got to do the main line, paint it. I'm going to do it in black like I've been doing the rest of it. But I also went ahead and painted the line, or the railroad webbing over here on this line. And then I've got a few ties right here to put in. And then I can pretty much put that to bed once I get the tortoise machines put in. I've got to do 2 here and then 1 over on this switch. And then while I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and try to knock that one out. And then I've got 4 over here that I got to do. So hoping to get some good time in the layout room before too long. Got some vacation time at work I've got to take and figure out at some point this week, hopefully, and get some time off. Once I get that figured out, then hopefully I can start putting some of these projects to bed. Now the last thing that I've got, or that I've been working on, is right around the curve over here. I have started adding foam underneath, getting that gap filled in. That is 4 inches of foam so far right there. And I've still got about another inch, inch and a quarter maybe, that I got to do up here at the very top. And blend that in. And I may wind up, once that foam's dried and sitting in there permanently, then what I may do is I may take and just do, sorry for the shake there, I may take and just do some plaster or some joint compound right in here to make that transition. A lot of this is going to be rock wall, so it's going to be very, very steep. I'll have some different little scenes planned for in there, but that's going to be very dramatic drops. And I've still got to go way up above where I'm at. I'm thinking the mountain is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about as tall as what that bend is. So when you sit back and look at it, you're looking at a drop that's going to be almost 2 times that tower. Now it may not all be steep cliff, but it's going to be very much so in a certain area, and I've got something big planned for that. But looking forward to making this project go a little bit more, or get a little bit further, so that I can start landscaping in here. Plus I want to see, once I get it raised all the way up from the base down here, once I get this done, I want to put the bridge in. Once I get that bridge put in on that scene, then I can start laying the rest of the foam out, getting it completed, putting the embankment or abutments, up against the edge over here, roughing the scenery in there, and then starting to do the rocks and everything else, and then laying down the last little piece of it. But really looking forward to moving a little bit more on this project. Overall, I'm pretty happy with what I got done with the amount of time that I did have in the layout room. Like I said, my job's been taking me away from it for quite a bit of time, but hopefully I'll get a little bit more time in the layout room in the coming weeks, and we'll be able to put some of these projects to bed. Really hoping that by August 7th that most of the landforms will be in, and for the most part roughed in, hopefully scenic to some degree. Trying to take my time on a few of the projects, but we'll see how time goes with the job and the layout room. Hopefully we'll be able to make our deadline. But for now, that's all I've got, and I hope you guys enjoyed the update. I will see you on the next one, hopefully with quite a bit more done. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there. Bye for now.